Hi, my name is Benjamin Katz and welcome back to the 48 State Ice Cream Review, where today I'm at Clementine's Ice Cream in St. Louis, Missouri, with my friend
Malka, and
we're trying the flavors Maple Bourbon, Cranberry Vanilla Linzer,
and I've got salted caramel cookies and cream and gooey butter cake.
So let's just get started with the tasting. I'm going to start with the Maple Bourbon.
Okay, and I'm starting with the salted caramel cookies and cream. When we went to the ice cream store and ordered, he did say that I got the two most popular flavors.
So you are being the crowd pleaser right now.
Yeah, which I think it's a good thing to have both.
Absolutely.
You know, a crowd pleaser and something more abstract. Not abstract. Off the beaten path.
So this Maple Bourbon flavor, having had Kentucky Bourbon just recently in Kentucky, this has all the aspects that one would want of a bourbon. Yeah, it has that sort of aged vibe.
Do you feel like you can detect notes of bourbon because you're that much of a bourbon drinker? Like, or because you had it recently, so it's kind of still fresh in the mind?
I think it's also that I can detect the notes of bourbon and more like bourbon as a very strong flavor. And this ice cream is using bourbon, right? Some alcoholic ice cream flavors, like rum raisin, you can't really taste the rum, you cook it off too much. But this one really has a lot of that bourbon in it. And the sweetness of the maple helps complement.
Yeah. The cookies and cream is really good. I really like the cookie. I think like it's really big chunks of chocolate cookie, which you don't always get in a cookies and cream. And the chocolate has like a nice strong flavor that it's imparting. So it's like the texture, it's doing really nice things for the texture. I just got a chunk of the gooey butter cake. So gooey butter cake is something that I'm also a transplant to St. Louis. I'm not from here, but I've been told that gooey butter cake is a kind of classic dessert here. And you said you know what it is?
No.
You don't know what it is, but you had it recently.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's just a lot of butter.
A lot of butter.
A lot of butter. And kind of, I think the butter is the thing that makes the gooey butter cake, and then you can kind of make it any flavor that you want. But this one is like your standard butter, cream, vanilla. I think it's a cream cheese ice cream base.
Yes.
So it's got a slight tanginess to it, but subtle.
And then are you getting actual chunks of cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. I got a chunk of the cake, and it was like flaky, crispy, buttery chunk, and then it's just soaked in this like rich cheesecakey ice cream.
Yeah, and then with this cranberry Linzer,
yeah.
I'm getting large chunks of cookie.
Of Linzer tart.
Yeah, it's delicious. The tart is actually, it tastes like a real tart. And I'm getting that sort of sourness that comes from the cranberry and comes from the tart. With the vanilla, shockingly coming in strong. You wouldn't think the vanilla would have a strong flavor in this, but no, I think they're probably using a lot of vanillin to get that, punchy vanilla. It's coming through.
Wow.
This bourbon is coming off as really alcoholic.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that is one of their things, though, that there's alcoholic ice cream.
They do serve alcohol ice cream beverages, right? Like they will give you a full standard drink with your ice cream, but I think this is just a regular ice cream flavor. They didn't ask for ID, so I'm assuming it doesn't have enough to actually, be considered alcoholic. But it has this beautiful alcohol flavor that I believe I commented on recently in Crank and Boom. Alcohol and ice cream go so well together. It's that sort of.
What about it?
The dairy smooths out the sharpness of the alcohol, and the alcohol cuts through the creaminess of the dairy. And they complement each other beautifully to the point that it makes a more balanced and well-rounded experience.
Yeah, I definitely think that, at least with my flavor combos, you can't eat too much of what I chose because it's really rich and there's not like a sour element in these flavors that's cutting it. It's like the sharpest thing that you get is the slight sharpness from the cream cheese ice cream, but then it's like crispy, rich chocolate from the cookies and butter and cake, and it's really delicious. But I'm also like, when I combined the two, it didn't bring a new note, even though they're different flavors.
Yeah. And that's something I see often with like the popular flavors. Because I'll ask ice cream shop attendees, hey, what's the most popular flavor? And sometimes we'll get, it's pretty much always a peanut butter chocolate flavor, a cookies and cream flavor, or some kind of birthday cake flavor.
Yeah.
It's not trying to be complex. It's not trying to be, unique. It's a crowd pleaser, and the crowd pleasers are that for a reason. They're delicious.
Yeah.
But they're often not the most complex. On the maple bourbon side, however, there's even more complexity because they have, I think it's candied pecans. I have this complaint with raw nuts and ice cream where it's too overwhelming. Candying the nuts reduces that sort of harsh raw nut note, and you get a lot less of it on the back palate, which is what really bothers me with raw nuts and the ice cream, is that it lingers too long on the back palate.
Because I love like a raw walnut in banana ice cream. Or like a roasted, or does that not count as?
Roasted does not count as raw.
Okay.
Roasted walnuts are spectacular in ice cream, and I fully support that.
Yeah.
Also, any form of crushed nut also works.
So you're saying uncrushed.
Uncrushed.
If something were to be crushed, then it's not raw? Or it's not what you're counting?
It's not,
unadulterated.
Yeah, I'm saying like an undisturbed, full walnut, pecan, right?
Just like thrown
almond. If you throw it in there and you don't do anything to it, it's too much. Have you had actual gooey butter cake before?
I've had a small piece, yeah.
Okay. Not just in this ice cream.
Not just in this ice cream. No, I think I've had more in this ice cream than I've actually had in real life. But,
Would you say that this flavor is faithful to a real butter cake?
Yeah, for sure. But also, as with the butter cake, I can only eat a small bite, and that's just me. Like, when something is really, really rich, I can't eat too much of it. Or else it starts to, go into the version where you're like, well, I don't want to eat this.
Too much a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. Too much a good thing. An extremely good thing.
Yeah, the combination of these flavors is wonderful. I think cranberry is such an underrated ice cream component. The acidity that cranberry brings has these sort of floral and fruity notes that are brought out so well with the sugary ice cream. Why do you think craisins are so good? Why do you think cranberry sauce is so good? Because you're adding a crap ton of sugar.
Right?
And it allows the cranberries to taste a lot better.
Right.
So
Rather
using
than
cranberry,
just being too sour.
Exactly. So using cranberries in ice cream provides just the right amount of contrast.
Yeah, I think that would be, really what I'm missing for myself is something sharp.
So, $8 for 2 scoops.
Well, that's...
Let's talk about that.
I mean, that's too expensive for ice cream. And I recognize that we're just in a moment where prices are rising and, ice cream was too expensive 5 years ago when I worked in New York City at an ice cream shop, and it was like a $6 for 1 scoop.
Yeah.
Is it delicious ice cream? Yes. Do you want to respect that things are homemade, small batch, local ingredients? Of course, these things are going to be more expensive, and prices are rising everywhere, and so that maybe it makes sense in this world at this moment. Yes. However, $8 for 2 ice cream, 2 scoops of ice cream anywhere, I think it's just too expensive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The sad thing, though, is that pretty much every place I've gone to,
Really?
2 scoops of ice cream is between $6 and $10.
$10? Wow.
Vanderwin's in Delaware was about $10 for 2 scoops. It was insane.
That is insane.
And I think it's more okay when a small batch, locally made ice cream shop is serving 2 scoops for $8 because they don't have those economies of scale. And they don't have that sort of extra layer. What insults me is when large ice cream companies and chains charge this much.
Yes.
They think that because the smaller chains are charging this much, they can as well. No.
Right.
If I get Hershey's ice cream, they're going to charge me $5 or less. I swear, I'm not buying it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Again, I'm not blaming people for setting the prices.
Right.
But like philosophically, it's ice cream. It's this thing that's supposed to be like, you don't want to worry about it being too expensive.
Yeah.
It should be this enjoyable, youthful thing that doesn't break the bank anytime you want to get a scoop.
Yeah. I think you can't really get flavors like this. anywhere else, right? You can go to a store, you're going to get sort of the crowd pleasers, the baselines. You kind of have to go to a store to get this, and the uniqueness of these flavors. That's something that I think adds to the value, in my opinion, at the very least. So would I pay $8 again to go to Clementine's? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. But I would probably only get one scoop for, I think it was like $4.
Yeah. I agree.
Because I don't eat this much ice cream.
Yeah.
It was a good portion.
A good portion, and you wanted to try more flavors.
Yeah.
That's true. I think also next time I would be more adventurous, and I would go back, and I would go in the summer, and I agree. I think like 2 scoops brings you to the point where you're like, this is delicious, but I didn't actually need to eat this much of the ice cream to feel my ice cream satisfaction, and then maybe that's how we even out the depression of ice cream being too expensive. Right. Anyway, because then okay, $4 or $5 for a portion of ice cream that will be satisfying, delicious.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's honestly something I don't talk about much, is that I often will have to get 2 scoops for my review because I need to try 2 scoops. But 2 scoops of ice cream is oftentimes like a lunch-sized portion.
Jeez.
I often won't eat a meal
because you're just eating
because I'm
ice cream.
too full from ice cream.
Yeah, which is great if you think about it that way. Then you spent lunch and it was kind of a cheap lunch.
$8 for a lunch, and I would say it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too shabby actually.
You ready for some closing thoughts?
Yeah.
All right.
The vibe was great. I think also what we didn't talk about was the shop, which was very cute. I think the decor was nice. It was a good size. They had 3 tables, and inside and outdoor. Although of course it was snowing today, so we didn't sit outside.
Of course.
But I thought it was on a lovely, quiet street near a couple wine bars, across from a park. So it was like a sweet location.
Integrated in the community.
Yeah, and in kind of a small, like a quiet community area.
Yeah.
The service was really nice. It smelled good in there. They were really helpful. The ice cream texture was delicious. And putting the expense aside, I think the portion of the scoop was good.
Yeah.
Like it was a good sized scoop. It wasn't too much because you don't need too much. You know?
And I think they filled the bowl right now. Some ice cream shop will do too big of a bowl, too small of a scoop. It's off-putting. This was slightly overflowing.
Yeah.
Which I liked.
Yeah. So it was a good experience. It was overall. It was a cute ice cream shop. I would go back. Expensive ice cream is just a national, global issue these days. I don't think it's just them. I don't think it's a criticism of Clementine's. You? Closing thoughts?
This ice cream was delicious. The portioning was right. The flavors were ingenuitive. The price was a bit high at $8 per scoop, but it's on par with other small batch, locally made city ice creams I've had. So I'm not going to complain too much on that aspect. I think that when I come back to St. Louis, I'm not going to go to Clementine's. Not because I didn't like them, but because there were so many other options that intrigued and fascinated me. It's not that Clementine's is a bad option, it's a good option. But I, as an explorative eater, will be exploring more next time I come to St. Louis.
And I think there's places that also are on more like streets that have more local shops that are less residential. Because Clementine's is in a pretty residential area.
Yeah. If you like this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing. Or go to fanfoldsmarketing.com for more on the journey. Thank you.